George Russell's promotion to Mercedes could mean tough times ahead for 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Russell, the rising talent that many see as the future of British racing, has been described as Hamilton's first competitive partner since Nico Rosberg in 2016. But former teammate Valtteri Bottas has shot down this idea, claiming that Hamilton's performance is a class above any of his competitors. In an interview with The Sun, Bottas said, "I don't see anyone else beating Lewis in the near future in the same machinery. George will adjust well because he has been with Mercedes for some years. But beating Lewis is not easy. I have experienced that. It is his consistency in his performances." Hunt 2022. George Russell has no chance of beating Lewis Hamilton, claims former Mercedes teammate Valtteri Bottas. Bottas definitely does have experience in Russell's shoes, having been Lewis's teammate at Mercedes from 2017 up until 2021. He first signed with the team to replace Nico Rosberg, whose messy rivalry with Hamilton had made life difficult for team boss Toto Wolff. Rosberg and Hamilton shared a long history together. They were childhood karting teammates with the Mercedes-Benz McLaren racing team before they went their separate ways to different teams. Hamilton was already a part of the McLaren's Young Driver program, a team with which he went on to win his first Formula One Drivers' Championship. Meanwhile, Rosberg debuted in Formula One as a Williams driver before they both reunited at Mercedes in 2013. The two dueled on and off track in 4 consecutive seasons from 2013 to 2016. This was an incredibly heated time for Mercedes. There were a number of on-track collisions and a rift formed between 2 opposing camps within the team. Hamilton won out in 2 of these seasons, ending his friendship with Rosberg in the process. Rosberg eventually won his first world championship in 2016, clinching the title in the final race. Rosberg has since revealed just how much commitment it took to beat Hamilton. He would attend 8 hours a week with a psychologist and 2 hours every couple days with a mental trainer. In 2019, he said in an interview that, "Mentally, F1 was very tough when I started, so I thought there must be some way to improve that for me, to make it easier, to make myself perform better mentally, have more focus, and be in the zone more." Ailes 2019. Nico Rosberg reveals just how hard he had to work to topple Lewis Hamilton. Shortly after winning the championship, he announced his retirement from Formula One. He said that he felt he had reached the pinnacle of his career and instead wanted to focus on his personal life. This was a headache for Toto Wolff at the time, but Rosberg's retirement ended a tense rivalry and significantly simplified things for Mercedes. Hoping to avoid a repeat of the drama between Rosberg and Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas was chosen as a safer option to continue Mercedes' dominant hybrid era. Bottas has been a key part in helping Hamilton achieve 4 back-to-back title defenses from 2017 to 2020, with Hamilton praising Bottas as the best teammate he's ever had. While Bottas' role as a number 2 driver was never officially confirmed by Mercedes, Toto Wolff did say in 2021 that Bottas' odds to win the championship are very small compared to Lewis, who is very much in the fight. We have discussed that, and as tough as it is for a driver, there is no room for margin in this year's championship. Douglas 2021. Valtteri Bottas has accepted the number 2 driver role at Mercedes. A number of team orders throughout the following seasons made it clear that Lewis was the clear number 1 driver. Most famously, at the Russian Grand Prix in 2018, Bottas was ordered to let Hamilton pass to help his chances of winning the title. Bottas proved again in 2021 that Mercedes had chosen the right teammate when he said that he was more than willing to take one for the team if Mercedes needed him to. These comments have been criticized heavily by F1 journalists and fans, who would rather see a fiery battle between teammates rather than number 1 and number 2 drivers. What's more, the favoritism is reflected in the huge pay disparity, with Lewis earning an estimated £22 million in 2021 compared to Bottas' £7 million. Just like Max at Red Bull, Mercedes makes no secret of the fact that they believe Lewis Hamilton is their best shot at a world championship. But this could be changing. George Russell has been long tipped by experts as one of the most talented drivers on the grid. Though driving in a Williams car at the back of the grid, he has never really had a chance to prove it. While consistently outperforming his teammate Nicholas Latifi, it was clear that Russell had outgrown the small pond at Williams. For years now, he has been eyeing the second Mercedes seat. Russell has been a part of the Mercedes Junior Driver program since 2017, and the Silver Arrows have been keeping a close eye on his progression. The 24-year-old has an impressive resume, having won 3 major titles before entering F1: Formula 4, the GP3 Series, and Formula 2. He's in good company with previous winners of the Formula 2, then GP2, including Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. When Russell stood in for Lewis at the 2020 Sakir GP after Hamilton tested positive for COVID, he had a chance to make an impression with a championship-winning Mercedes car. Mr. Saturday took no time in getting used to the new machinery, performing well in qualifying to position himself second behind teammate Bottas. Bottas. But just as the race started and Russell overtook Bottas to begin to build a lead, some first lap chaos saw Leclerc and Verstappen crash out of the race. Despite doing everything right, a massive Mercedes blunder delayed Russell's pit stop and forced him to return to the pits after the wrong tire was put on his car. After being dropped back down to 4th and 5th place, the two Mercedes tangled with each other for track position, and this gave Russell a chance to prove that he deserves the Mercedes seat, overtaking Bottas in spectacular style. He followed this up by overtaking Stroll and Ocon to position himself second, with the race win clearly in sight. But a devastating tire puncture caused Russell to pit and drop down to 15th place. He was still able to salvage some points and finish a respectable 9th place, but Russell's debut win was taken away by sheer bad luck. But perhaps more important than a single win, the young star had gained the respect of the F1 community, proving that given the right equipment, he could challenge for race wins. And it seemed to convince the Mercedes team too, who announced at the end of 2021 that Russell had signed a contract to replace Bottas for the 2022 season. Because of Russell's undeniable talent, those in the media haven't been shy about predicting another Nico Rosberg situation at Mercedes. This would be an unnecessary headache for the team, who face a competitive Red Bull team coming off the back of a championship winning season. Russell has spoken about his intention to avoid this situation, stressing the need for team unity. Lewis and I need to work together. We can't focus too much on each other because things are constantly changing, and that's why we need to take a step back. We hear rumors from all of the other teams on how much they are developing. Watson 2022. George Russell outlines plan to avoid Nico Rosberg situation with Lewis Hamilton. Whether or not there is space in the Mercedes garage for two-star drivers remains to be seen. It depends on how much Russell is willing to sacrifice for the objectives of the team and how competitive the two are. It seems for now that the two have a good working relationship. Lewis has for years shown his respect for Russell and recently said that Russell's long relationship with Mercedes has been helpful in him finding his place within the team. He also said that he has learned a lot over the years about how to have a constructive relationship with teammates. Hamilton, more than anyone, will be looking to avoid a repeat of the Rosberg years. Hamilton has a championship winning mentality, and this has helped Mercedes be as successful as they have been. But recently, Hamilton's only competition has been with Red Bull's Max Verstappen, and Bottas has been the perfect teammate. How will he handle the pressure of a young, ambitious driver? The other question is whether Russell can keep up with Hamilton, and if he can, will it burn him out like it did to Nico Rosberg? Russell has described Hamilton as being like a superhero to me when he was a young driver, but he may now find that those superpowers are enjoyed most as a spectator, and that racing alongside a childhood hero could be the biggest challenge of his career.